A pleasant morning to you all. How are you doing? Let me blow you kisses. I've missed you all. How is your dad and how is your mom? And I hope you're all adhering strictly to the safety precautions that we've all been told to follow on a daily basis, which are washing of hands under running water with soap and applying hand sanitizer afterwards. And make sure that if you must go out with your parent, make sure you wear safety nose mask to prevent you from contacting the deadly coronavirus that is ravaging the entire nation of the world. We shall not be partaker of this in Jesus' mighty name. All right, it is another time, and I am going to be teaching English today, and the topic we shall be looking at is idiomatic expression. It's quite interesting. Have you heard that word before? Idiomatic expression, or simply idioms. What are idioms? Now, you must have listened or watched on several television programs where you hear people make a lot of proverbs, adage. Now, these are words that are used to enrich the English language. But before we go further, let me quickly take you through, like I said, today's subject is English grammar, and the topic we're looking at today is idiomatic expression, and that is for year 6 or primary 6 victory. And that is topic for 3rd week. But before we go further, I would like to let you know the learning objectives. That means what you're expected to know at the end of this class. So at the end of this class, each of you should be able to define idioms. You should be able to define idioms, and you should be able to express correctly the meaning of some idiomatic expressions. You should be able to express correctly the meaning of some idiomatic expressions, as well as use those idiomatic expressions in your everyday use of English language. It enriches your use of English language. It makes your speaking very beautiful and makes it eloquent. All right, so let's go to what idioms are. If I may ask you, what are idioms? I know you're trying to think. You're trying to think. Okay, tick tock, tick tock. All right. Idioms are phrases or group of words that have meaning different from the meanings of the individual words combined. So an idiom is a phrase or group of words that has a meaning different from the meaning of the individual words combined. All right. So what we're trying to say is a group of words are given. Now, but those words don't literally mean what each of the word in the sentence means. They mean something totally different from what each of the words put together means. Okay, I give you an instance. What that is trying to say is, to put it in another way, idioms cannot be understood literally. Now, what that means is that just reading through an idiomatic expression, you cannot deduce, or you cannot actually tell mere looking at the word or the sentence, the meaning. All right, the meaning that those idiomatic words have or those idioms have is quite different from the combination of all the words in the sentence. Okay, look at this for instance. For example, once in a blue moon. You must have heard people use that word, once in a blue moon. What do you think once in a blue moon means? Does it mean one in every blue moon? No. What it means is, it means when something happens rarely, when something don't happen all the time. It happens just once in a while. So it is good to say it happens once in a blue moon. For instance, if someone asks you, hello, Joanne, how often do you travel? And if you don't travel every other day or you don't travel always, it is good for you to say, I travel once in a blue moon. So look at this example given here. So the example sentence, I eat McDonald's once in a blue moon. Do you know where McDonald's is? It's a restaurant in the United States of America. McDonald's is a restaurant in United States of America. So I eat McDonald's once a blue moon. What does that mean? That means you don't eat McDonald's food, or you don't go to McDonald's every other day. You just go there once a while, or rarely, or occasionally. So you can as well say, I eat McDonald's once a blue moon. Now, that doesn't make any sense when the words are taken literally. So looking at the words literally, just looking at I eat McDonald's once a blue moon. What does that mean? Does it mean that I eat McDonald's when there is a blue moon? No. How can you eat a meal when there's a blue moon? Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. So the only sense we can make out of this, since we know that once a blue moon means rarely, occasionally, or once a while, so what that sentence simply means is that you don't often eat McDonald's. Do you get that? All right, let's go to some other examples. Now, I said here that idioms are very important when learning English because they are used a lot in everyday communication and can help you sound more like a native. Now, if you use the word of English language and you are so rich in the use of idioms or idiomatic expressions, you will speak like a native, like someone who really understands some basic proverb, who really understand some native use of language. All right. So it makes you sound like a native. To speak and understand conversational English better, learning correct use of idioms is essential. If you must speak good English, if you must garnish, if you must spice up, if you must make your speaking of English in conversation very, very eloquent, you have to use some idioms. You have to use some idiomatic expression. So idioms also help give character to the language, making it more colorful and interesting. Yes, if you watch a movie, for instance, and they use words like, oh, I told her the old thing yesterday, and I warned her not to let the cat out of the bag. If you don't know what let out the cat out of the bag is, you'll be dumbfounded. You'll be looking at, excuse me, what do you mean by that? But letting the cat out of the bag simply means revealing a secret that you have been told not to reveal. Is that clear? So let's go on. Let's move further. Let's move further. I have about 150 most commonly used idiomatic expression. Although I'm not going to give all the 150 here in this class, but if you access your notes online on the platform, I have uploaded it there so you can access it and see A to Z of idiomatic expressions commonly used, about 150 idioms. So look at this, most common idiomatic expressions. Look at number one. Number one says, a blessing in disguise. What does it mean if you say something is a blessing in disguise? It means something that appears bad at first, but ends up having good results. I give you an instance, or I give you an example. Missing that plane turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I got to spend more time with my family. Something that happened and you feel bad about it, but in the end, it turns out to be a blessing, or it turns out to be a good result. So that's what it means when you say something is a blessing in disguise. So come on with me. Let's look at number two. Example number two, a sandwich short of a picnic. A sandwich short of a picnic. What does that mean? It means a humorous way of saying someone is stupid or a bit of mad. It's a humorous way of saying, what does humorous mean? A funny way of saying someone is stupid or a, or a bit mad. Look at the example given here. He brought only shorts and t-shirt when he went to Sweden in the winter. I think it might be a sandwich short of picnic. Can you understand? How can someone just take a t-shirt and a short during winter? Winter is about the coldest, coldest season in Western country when it snows. So in winter it snows and is expected to be very cold. So how can someone now travel to Sweden with just a t-shirt and a short? That means he plans to freeze himself out. So it's just a humorous way to say such a person is not thinking rightly. If he was thinking or she was thinking rightly, he or she wouldn't have gone during winter with just a t-shirt and a short. All right, let's move on to some more examples. Look at this. When you say a stone throw, a stone's throw, what does that mean? Now, it means something is very close or near. Something close or near. When something is very close or something is very near, so we say it's a stone throw. I can say my house is just a stone throw to TVC station or TVC company. My school is very close to TVC communication company. It means my school is very close or near to TVC's company. So that's what it means. So look at the example given here. Luckily, the wedding is just a stone throw from our hotel, so we can walk there. If something is a stone throw from where you are, that means you can just easily walk there. You don't need to drive your car or ride your bike or whatever you. Look at example number 4. Actions speak louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. What does it mean for your action to speak louder than your words? Let's see what that meaning is. Looking at this word literally, you can't never get the meaning out of it. That's why you have to learn the meaning of these following idiomatic expression. You have to learn them by heart and commit them to memory so that when you come across all these idiomatic expressions, you easily at a glance know what the meanings are. Look at what the meaning is. What you do is more important than what you say. That means the word of your action, your action is more important than the word of your mouth. Your action is more important than the word of your mouth. So people believe you or believe what you do or express with your action. They believe your action far more than what comes out of your mouth. So look at this. Someone's word may not be trustworthy. Someone's word may not be trustworthy. Someone's word may not be trustworthy. So if you have integrity issues or you are dishonest, no matter what you tell people, they would never believe you because you have betrayed the trust they have in you. You have integrity issues or you have trust issues. So people around you won't take your word for it. The way you can get that right is by your action, genuine action. So look at the example here. Person A, John keeps saying he wants to take me out for dinner, but then he never does. Look at this. John keeps saying he wants to take me out for dinner, but then he never does. What does that mean? Then the person B says, actions speak louder than words. In other words, that person is trying to say that he will never do until he or she sees John take this fellow out for dinner. So rather than John making empty promises, it would be better if he took the person for dinner. All right, let's go on. I have some more examples here. Is it interesting? Are you finding it quite interesting? You can see that all these words used in our everyday speaking of English or communication make our use of English words very interesting. All right, let's look at number 5. Add fuel to the fire. To add fuel to the fire. What does it mean to add fuel to the fire? I'm not saying fuel as in F-E-W. This is fuel, gas. Your petroleum, your petrol, your diesel, your kerosene. So that's what we're talking about here as fuel. To add fuel to fire. What does it mean? It means When someone does something to make a bad situation worse, a situation that is already worse, you now decide to add more to it, to make it even worse than it's worse, to make it terrible than it was. Now look at this. Look at the example given here. When Sarah started laughing during the argument, it really added fuel to the fire. Imagine, some two individuals are in hot argument. What is wrong with you? I don't like what you did. How can you treat me like that? I don't like it. The other person says, I did it. What can you do? Heated argument is going on. And someone now decides, it is that time, the person now decides to go in between the two fellows in hot argument and start laughing. Oh, look at them. Is that not insulting? It's adding more trouble to the already trouble at hand. You get it now? Let's look at number 6. Add insult to injury. I have heard this a lot in Nigerian movie. Say, look at you. He just added insult to injury. Or what an insult to injury. You must have seen in some of these funny movies. Now, what does it mean to add insult to injury? It means to make a bad situation worse, just like to add fuel to fire. Now, to make a bad situation worse, look at the example given here. As if breaking my arm isn't bad enough. To add insult to injury, I have to pay 1,000 US dollars in hospital fees as I didn't have travel insurance. Let me explain that to you. This guy not only broke his arm, but he has to pay money that he doesn't have to get himself treated. And on top of that, assuming he has health insurance, his insurance company would have covered up his medical bill. But because he does not have health insurance, he has to cough out the money he doesn't have to get himself treated. So, as if breaking his arm is not enough, to add salt to injury, he has to get himself treated out of the money he doesn't have, and besides that, he does not have health insurance. You get it now? And look at number 7, all ears. When someone is talking to you, Paul, listen to me. It is good for you to be very obedient. Are you listening? And Paul goes, I'm all ears, sir. I'm all ears, sir. It means to be eagerly waiting to hear about something. To be eagerly waiting to hear about something. When someone is talking to you and the person pauses, you will say, excuse me, I'm all ears. That means you are eagerly waiting to hear what the person wants to say. Look at this example. Person A, I have to tell you about what happened on our trip to Spain. Now, someone traveled to Spain and came back, was trying to share his experience with his friends or family members or relatives. Oh, I want to tell you what happened on our trip to Spain. Then he maybe got caught up in something else and was doing some other things. Then it will be fair to you, for you to say, excuse me, I am all ears, because the person has not even started the story. So you can bring the person back into the topic by saying, excuse me, I'm all ears. All right, so let's look at the last set of idioms here, by number 8, at a crossroads. At a crossroads. When are you at a crossroad? What does it mean? To be at a point in your life when you need to make an important decision. For instance, you have bad friends, peer pressure, and you have family standard that you should not lie, don't steal, don't be a bully. But here you have bad friends who have been teaching you to tell lies, who have been teaching you to steal, who have been teaching you to bully others in school. Now you are in between making the right decision or going with the wrong decision. At that point in time, you are at a crossroad. You are either stuck in between, you are stuck in between two options. Then which would you rather choose? I ask you this question. You have good family background. You are being taught morals in school, to be good children, not to be bullied, always telling the truth, don't tell lies. And here you are, your friends telling you to do the opposite of everything that you have been told not to do. Which will you rather do? Who will you rather listen to? Good morals, bad friend. I advise you today, choose good moral. So whenever you're at crossroad, weigh your options and always make sure that you go for the best option that will not make you regret your actions afterward. Is that clear? Always take the right decision at all times. Now, let's look at number 9, backing up the wrong tree. When do you back up the wrong tree? What does it mean to back up the wrong tree? What that means is to be wrong or misguided about the reason for something. To be wrong or misguided about the reason for something. Yes, I just said it now. You can be misguided in taking the wrong decision. You can be misguided. Now, look at the example given here. He thinks the company's problem can be solved just by firing the sales team, but he is backing up the wrong tree. Now, look at that company executive or company director. He fired up the sales team of his company. Maybe he was advised to do that, or maybe it was his decision. What should I ask you? Do you think that is the right decision? Hell no, it is not. Hiring your sales persons will just bring doom to that company. You will just need to start recruiting some new people who you will have to train, and the stress is endless. Do you get it now? So that's what that means. And the last one on that idiomatic expression, beat about the bush. When do you beat about the bush? Or what does it mean to beat about the bush? It means to talk about unimportant things because you are avoiding a particular topic. Oh, did you do your assignment this morning? You decided to now face, that is when your teacher was asking you if you did your assignment. And that is when the time your teacher was asking you was the same time you felt your friend was talking to you. You ignored your teacher's word. That is to beat about the bush. Or the teacher asks you, what is 2 times 2? That's when you now say, my mommy sent me out yesterday, and as I was coming, I saw a dog and a lizard. They were fighting. That is beating about the bush. Your teacher said, what is 2 times 2? You're just supposed to give the answer promptly. 2 times 2, 4. But you're saying, I now saw a lizard. That is beating about the bush. So what that means is to talk about unimportant things because you are avoiding a particular topic. So see the example given under this. Stop beating about the bush. Are you planning to quit university or not? Please do not quit when you are in university. Make sure you follow through your academic pursuit to be someone important, someone special in life, and God will see you through. And therefore, we have come to the end of today's class. I hope you understand all that I've said about idiomatic expressions or idioms. Let me quickly do a recap. I said idioms are words that do not mean exactly what the words stand for in a sentence. Following the words literally, they don't mean exactly what they seems to be or what it seems to mean. So, and I have given you about 10 idiomatic words or 10 idioms and their meaning with examples. So for further examples on this topic, go online. The note has been uploaded there. Till I come your way once again on this same place, on this medium, please keep safe and make sure you are following strictly all the safety precautions. Regards to your parents, make sure you do your assignments. And if you have any question, do not hesitate to hit me up on my WhatsApp or the general platform WhatsApp meant for your class, or you send your question online. Till I come your way again, I remain Mr. Ogunlaru. Bye for now. Love you.